Hey guys! So I know I've already done a video about the seeds that we're going to be putting in our garden this year, but if you watched our last video you know that our garden plants have changed quite a bit. So I'm going to show you what we're actually going to be planting in our garden. Alright, I'm going to get right into it. I've got to get inside. I haven't had breakfast yet. The kids aren't even all up yet. And can you hear the birds? It's incredible. It is just incredible sounding this morning. It's gorgeous. Okay. If I sound a little funky, it's because I was outside most of the day yesterday and I have seasonal allergies and they're kind of having their way with me. So these are things that I actually got started in cups inside. I know, I actually got some of that done. So we've got these ones already started. So Charleston Wakefield cabbage. I only have one of these going, and honestly it's a little late in the season, I think. I don't know for sure. I'm still trying to adjust to this season or planting seasons here versus in Idaho where we were living, because they are very, very, very different. So in Idaho, our last frost date, our last hard frost would be in June, maybe like mid-June, and then our first frost of the fall, hard frost, would be in September. So we had a much shorter growing season and it was just different. So we're still trying to adjust, but I have one of those. I have some Chinese pink celery going. I don't know what that's supposed to look like. All of them are like these skinny little things. Even though I've had them under the light, as soon as they get very tall, they seem to just kind of fall over. So I don't know if that's normal. If you've grown celery, let me know. I have some of these rainbow heirloom mixed tomatoes growing. Since it's a mix, I don't actually know what it is. We're just excited that they're coming up. They're a little bit older of a seed. We have some Thessaloniki tomatoes. They're actually our biggest tomato plants. They've grown the quickest. We have some Sioux tomatoes coming up. We have a couple of these Burpee's Longkeeper tomatoes. I've wanted to grow them for years. I've had this packet for years. So I'm excited. I'm kind of hoping that we get tomatoes off of those, at least a couple, just so I can see, because I've been curious for years. We have some pink bumblebee tomatoes. Those are a little bit smaller, and I believe that they have some striping in them. Okay, so that's the tomatoes. We have quite a few peppers coming up, which I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm kind of like panicky now. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with all these peppers if they make it. We have violet sparkle peppers. They're a sweet pepper. We have, I think it's Mehmet's sweet Turkish peppers. They're beautiful. Aren't they beautiful? I pretty much just wanted to grow them because they're pretty. I'm sure they'll be delicious though. We have red Belgian. It's an early variety, and I believe these are little sweet peppers. We have Tem jalapeno peppers. And we have these poinsettia hot peppers. Now, they look really cool. I don't know if it's going to focus so you can see it. There you go. So, these ones look really, really cool. So, basically, if the peppers come up and we get tomatoes, we'll probably make lots of fresh salsa to eat. So that's everything that I have started in cups inside. So this is what we're actually going to plant out in the beds, and I'm excited for all of it. I had to go through and really whittle down my list, and it made me kind of sad, but it needed to happen because we just don't have the room for everything. We are going to try growing these little moringa squash. They're like a little bitty pumpkin. So they're a winter squash. They are supposed to not be huge, they're supposed to be delicious, and so I thought, since I'm going to be trying to trellis some of this viney stuff up on the back of the bed where we've got that fencing, I wanted something that wasn't necessarily going to weigh a lot to where it would need a lot of support, so I'm hoping that this will work. I'm going to be doing these Metke dark green serpent melons. They're technically a melon, but growing up when we had them, we just ate them like a cucumber. They were absolutely delicious for fresh eating. Really, really, really good. I'm going to be doing these cucamelons because, I don't know, they sound really fun. And I watched lots of people eating them in their garden videos last year, and I'm like, I want some! So hopefully they'll come up. We're going to do these Punakura cucumbers. I was going to do like a normal cucumber. I had some green burpless cucumbers, but I'm like, you know what, I can get normal cucumbers at the store and I can't get these, so I really wanted to try these ones. We're gonna do spaghetti squash. They are big, but I asked on Facebook last night, and other people had been able to trellis these and not had to support them. So I'm hoping that that'll work out. I promised my kids I would do spaghetti squash this year. Ruben loves spaghetti squash, so we've got to try. We're also going to be doing zucchini, which is a summer squash. These are Black Beauty from My Gardener. I have not tried them before, but they sound delicious. We really like zucchini bread at our house, so I couldn't skip the zucchini. Okay, now for melons, I had a hard time narrowing it down. I absolutely love watermelon. Like, it is my very, very favorite summer food. I almost like it more than pizza, and that's really saying a lot. I really like pizza. So I was kind of hemming and hawing, and oh no, I don't have room. And Kurt came up with a brilliant idea. We are going to enclose the middle section. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch my last video because I show more of it. But it was a garden. Hold on a second. We're going to wait for the car to go past. It's always super weird when I'm outside filming and somebody goes past. It's just strange. Excuse me. Okay, so what we're gonna do is that area in the middle that is going to be the pea fowl enclosure, hopefully next spring, fingers crossed. We're going to fence that end off, and we're going to put a door in because there's a little spot for a door because it was someone's garden and they'd had it fenced in at some point. And we're gonna turn that into a big melon patch. We're gonna just plant all the melons in there, so I don't have to try to trellis anything, and they should have room to kind of sprawl out, and that way hopefully we'll still get some melons. So I have a few, just a few. We have Crimson Sweet watermelon, we have Charleston Gray watermelon, we have Orange Glow watermelon, Bidwell Cassava melon, Sugar Baby watermelon, Banana melon, and Ancient watermelon. I have been ridiculously excited to try this one. I've wanted to really bad for like 2 years. So that's all the melons. I'm hoping we have room for all of them, at least like a little hill of each one maybe. If I have to take one out, I'll probably not do the Crimson Sweet this year. But honestly, I'm really hoping I can fit all of them in there. So in between the edible food plants that we're going to be putting in, I really wanted to do some flowers. So, oh, I forgot our beans. We are going to be doing Midnight Black Turtle Beans from Strictly Medicinal. Let me see if I can show you these. They're like the most beautiful little beans. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you. You see them? They're like little teeny bitty witty. Oh, they're so pretty. They're so pretty. I'm so excited. I like eating beans a lot. I like them in my soup. I like them in my chili because I don't eat meat, and so I use beans to replace protein in a lot of meals, so I love beans. I would really like these to work out. So, flowers. We are going to be doing these marigolds and these marigolds, and the reason is both of these seed packets are a little bit older, and I would like to get them planted so that, you know, we get to use them and they don't go bad. So, marigolds. I love marigolds. I know some people just put them in for pest control or to help with pests, but I've always really liked them. I think they're adorable. We're also going to be doing zinnias. 2 different kinds. A really, really sweet subscriber sent us these. Thank you again, Barbara. We love them. So we're going to be popping these in among the plants to have some splashes of color. So I'm really excited about this, and last but not least, we are going to be planting some calendula. Now these seeds we brought with us from Idaho. A very, very dear friend of mine collected these from her own and then gave them to me, and I'm going to plant them, and it is just going to make me think of my friend and smile every time I see them. So I really hope that they come up. And then for inside planting, I am going to try growing a moringa tree again inside. I had 2 of them going in Idaho. They were beautiful little things. I was so excited, and then one of our inside cats killed them, just murdered my plants. So I'm gonna try again. They're beautiful. They were pretty easy to germinate actually, and so I'm really hoping that they come up because I like having plants inside. I'm not good at keeping them alive, but I'm gonna try. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. You get an idea of what we're trying to put in the back this year. Hopefully everything comes up. Honestly, if we get anything edible off of them, I will be really excited because I tried for years in Idaho to get stuff to grow, and the climate there is just so difficult, and it was really hard to get stuff to come up. We got some radishes and some greens, and that's about it. And I put in a lot of time with seedlings. So I'm really hoping that this works out. I'm feeling a little bit mistrustful of my gardening skills because of past experience. So I'm really hoping stuff comes up.